going on, vets? Markel here, back with another video. So it is Monday, time for Monday's Q&A. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. So one thing I want to clear up from Saturday night's video is when we talked about finance, I forgot to mention one thing that I do first, because I mentioned I pay my bills first. Well, what I include in paying my bills, is I pay myself first. And what I mean by that is I pay money to my savings account like it's a bill. So I take 10% of what I get coming in and I automatically pay that first to my savings. Then everything that's left over, I pay the rent and whatever bills I got from that. So that's one of the things that I learned from a book that's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read a long time ago, as well as some other people that I know who are doing pretty well for themselves. This is a technique that they use where most people do the opposite. They'll pay their bills first, and then what's left over, they'll put in savings. The way I was taught, you treat your savings account like a bill, like you're paying a car payment or you're paying your rent. You know, you're paying double the rent. You take 10, 20, whatever percentage works for you. You take that out first, and then you put it in savings. That's one of the ways that helps me save money throughout the year. Okay, so I just want to make sure I mention that part first. All right, so the Q&A. So recently I had someone ask me a question where they suffered from severe flat feet. They got a max rating of 50% and it's in the 38 CFR 447.1A. If you look that up, you will see that it goes from 0 to 50% for bilateral ratings for flat feet, and the max is out at 50%. So their question was, why was it put together? Why was it added together? Because it is a bilateral rating for flat feet. And should it be included in a different bilateral rating? No, that is the max you're gonna get for flat feet. For bilateral flat feet, 50% is max. That is severe. There is no other level to go to other than that. That is it, okay? Another question that I got over the weekend was someone asked about somatic symptom disorder, SSD, right? And at first I didn't understand what they were trying to do when they said they were gonna file a secondary claim, because what I want you guys to know who are veterans out there, if you have whatever rating it is and you're in the VA health system, you don't have to necessarily have a rating to be seen in mental health, okay? If you just, enrolled in VA health and you've never seen a psychiatrist before, you can just make an appointment. You don't have to have a service connection in order to see a psychiatrist or to call the 800 number for help. If you find yourself in a situation where you need to talk to someone, you can call that number. Anyone can call that number. I don't want anyone out there to think that, well, I'm not service connected. I gotta be service connected to talk to mental health. No, you do not. Anyone can talk to mental health. Okay. So his question was regarding his issue with his primary service connection and filing this as a secondary, would it help them get to 100%? It absolutely could. What I would suggest, and I'm not giving legal advice, I'm not an attorney, I don't work at the VA anymore, but this is what I would suggest. For those of you who have issues and you're dealing with stress and you're dealing with mental issues over your disabilities, I would suggest that you make an appointment to see a psychiatrist, to see a doctor. See them for a while, get a diagnosis, get medication issued to you if they think you need medication. And if you want to file a claim after that, because you have a diagnosis, you're being seen and you're getting treatment, versus you just filing a secondary claim for something mental health when you've never talked to anyone. I just want you to take a second to think about how that sounds, right? So it's always better to have some medical evidence, and the fact that you're being seen lets them know that you're attempting to resolve your issue. It may never get resolved, but you're making an effort, versus, okay, well, I heard about this, let me just file, even though I've never seen anyone, I never talked to anyone, and I'm not getting therapy right now. This is what I'm gonna do. Now you can do that and it may work for some people, but in my opinion, most of the time, if you go get the treatment first, show that you have this issue and what is causing this issue, 90% of what you need to do for the VA has already been done. That's in my opinion, all right? And then the last question that I got, man, was a question about being happy and having fun. You know, I try to stay positive all the time, right? I try to be around people who have positive energy and give positive vibes versus being around people who are kind of iffy. You know, people sometimes may seem like your friend. And I kind of talked about this in another video about keeping your circle small, because a lot of times we don't realize that some of the people that we're close to are really jealous of you or harbor feelings about you because they always got something negative to say. You know, you show up, you dressed a certain way. Well, why you gotta have that on? Or why you always gotta have another car? Why you always gotta have this? Or you just buying these toys and you ain't got nothing, right? So people like that, man, you don't want in your circle. I'm just keeping it 100. You know, you want to stay happy. You always want to smile. You want to, you know, appreciate life for what it is, right? And I never want to be around a whole lot of negativity. When people are talking bad about you, dude, that's because they have nothing going on for themselves. Their life is so boring that I got to worry about what the next man is doing instead of picturing what you're going to do to keep yourself in a great mood. That's why the people that I'm around are positive people, and I'm around people from different aspects of life, right? I'm around people who don't have a lot, people who are in the middle of the road, and people who are well off for themselves. And I try to keep an even perspective throughout that whole situation. But the main thing I want to get across to people, man, who watch these videos or watch any of my videos, man, is to try to be positive in life. You know, I know things don't always go the way we want them to go, but sometimes in your mind, man, you can project things and they end up happening, right? I don't know how much you guys believe in God, and I don't want to get into a religious thing, but I would just say, man, that if you have faith and you believe in yourself and you believe in what you're doing and you put your faith in God, a lot of things, a lot of positive things will happen for you. You just have to believe. Now, with that being said, hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I am out of here. Peace.